Good Vestal! Wait! Good Vestal, listen to me! Wait! In the name of Vesta, your goddess, help me. Help me. Save me from the axe. I'm innocent. Innocent, I swear. Oh, good Vestal, save me. You can save me if you want to. Look at me. Free him. And you. Thank the goddess Vesta, who allows you to keep your head upon your shoulders. Go.
Our farmlands need water.
Roman legions. A glorious sight, huh? A Jew. You're a Jew.
My people. Where can I find them?
All over. But wait, there's a tent maker called Aquila, who lives nearby, in the street of the 10 shops. Ask for Aquila. They all know him.
Shalom. Peace be with you.
Peace?
The Lord be praised, for he's given us bread and the fruits of the earth. Welcome to our house, my new friend.
Roman wine. Vaticanum, they call it. It's robust but cheap. It'll warm your blood. She's a good cook, my Priscilla. She spoils me.
He deserves it. Besides, he's easy to please.
So much for my praising her.
Women are never happy, but she makes me happy.
I'm grateful to both of you. The Lord wants us to help one another.
So, you finally made it to Rome. You've come a long way.
Longer than I expected, and hard.
I could use an extra pair of hands for my work. Why didn't you stay with us and help me?
Making tents. It's not difficult. You will soon learn.
I'd rather keep faith to my trade. I know how to handle a sword. I'd like to join a gladiator's school.
You'll have to make sacrifice to the gods.
I've learned how to pretend. That's how I survive.
If you think that you'll ever get a chance to use your sword to free your sisters, you're wrong. A gladiator is little more than a slave.
Yes, but a slave in arms.
Few gladiators survive their triumphs. People always want new excitements. The more victories you collect, the harder your competition will become.
I'm not afraid. Knowing my life is in danger makes me bear my humiliation better. I want to pay for my cowardice.
You a coward?
I should be in my land, where my brothers fight and die every day. I feel my being alive is a sin.
Life is God's gift, never a sin. We'll try to help you find your sisters. But where to begin?
Pilate sent them as gifts to Sejanus, that's all I know.
That was long ago. All that Sejanus owned became the property of Caligula. It'll be difficult, but we'll try and find them.
So what's the news from Jerusalem?
I bring old news. You forget I've been away years. Wherever I met Jewish travelers on the way, it was the same old story. Sadducees, Pharisees.
Zealots.
What is it?
A fish.
That I can see. You're no fisherman.
A Greek brother visited us and carved it. A coincidence, he said. You see, the Greek word for fish is ichthus. Now, each letter is the initial for other words. Jesus, Christus, Theou Huiou Soter, Jesus Christ, Son of God, the Savior.
So the man from Nazareth is a fish. Strange. A fish that caught fishermen. You one of his followers?
No. Were there many of them when you left Judea?
Too many. Their doctrine is contagious. How'd you know of them?
The man who left this sign. He came to Rome from Damascus. He brought the good news. He told us of Jesus of Nazareth and of what he preached in Judea and Galilee.
A madman. Romans nailed him to a cross.
This man said he rose from death.
His tomb was found empty. His followers must have taken the body away. Anything's good enough to fool the Romans. What happened to this man from Damascus?
He was very old. He died last winter. Many people believed his words, or the words he said were Jesus' own. The followers of Jesus grow in number. The wife of the senators even joined them.
You seem to know a lot about them.
I envy them their faith.
I remember the last time that man spoke to us. He told us about Jesus healing a cripple and a blind man.
We are all blind until we find the true light, he said. He left us that evening as if he knew there would be no more days for him. Remember, he said, soon it will be night, and we shall all be questioned about love.
Well done. Come forth. You are? Metellus, a novice. Metellus, a novice. Yes, you try as a Retiarius. You seem skilled enough to fight with a net. Yes? Come, prepare yourself. Help him change. Slip. You're in the school now. Remember, this is our family. I see. Metellus. You are Metellus, I am Julius Caesar. Jew, aren't you? Well, we're no respecters of persons here. Let's see what you can do, Retiarius. That one looks strong. Yes, you can learn something from him. Stop. I have a new match for you. Begin. Hold that net tighter. Don't drop that shield. Hold it higher, higher. That's enough for today.
The penny is difficult to please.
Weapons are no good. How can we please him? My sword is not heavy enough.
Waiting for me?
Just resting. And waiting. Forgive me. I did not know that a woman could train as a gladiator. Are you a slave?
Only a fear. I'm learning to defend myself.
You have no one to fight for you.
No one brave enough. My name is Corinna. What's yours?
Metellus.
Yeah! Caleb! It's Caleb!
So, it has arrived. Statue of our divine Caligula. What do I do, Cornelius?
Temporize. Delay. How to shift responsibility. The true art of the ruler. On the other hand, if you want a general massacre on both sides, obey the man. Or God, as he thinks he is. I needn't point out to you the utter blasphemy of this business.
Blasphemy. I hear that word all the time from the Jews. I don't understand it. Perhaps I've had the wrong sort of education. If they believe in one God, then why can't the image of this one God stand in that damn temple?
Yes, the wrong sort of education. You mean they should pretend that the image of the deified Gaius Caligula is really the image of their only God? A God that has no images?
I understood that, well, according to this new Jewish sect, God had turned himself into a man. A slave called Christus.
Slight confusion there, Procurator. Christos. I grant it's a common enough name among slaves. What does it mean? Cheerful, useful, helpful? The name you mean is Christus, and that's attached to a man who was not a slave, but a son of the royal house of David, Jesus of Nazareth. His followers are called Nazarenes. Christos means anointed with sacred oil, like a king. They call him the King of the Jews, the Messiah.
I must remember to stop seeking information from you, Cornelius. You give me far too much. But I will take your advice. The divine Caligula had better go into temporary storage. I've got enough trouble with these damn Jews and their unholy temple. You've also given me an idea. Rome shall be told that this whole matter had better be entrusted to a higher authority. To Publius, governor of Syria. Yes, let him deal with it.
Execute them, Macro. The time has come for us to conquer Britannia, subdue the pagan Britons, and I say that we lack the gold that will enable us to finance our invasion. So, now, what is the opinion of our omnipotent prefect?
Caesar's proposal is unacceptable.
It is acceptable to Caesar, and that's enough. Caesar needs money!
Nevertheless, it would be unjustifiable and even dangerous to arbitrarily execute Roman patricians in order that their estates may be seized.
It will not be arbitrary if you fasten crimes onto them. It's perfectly standard practice, isn't it? See to it, Macro.
No! With respect, Caius Caesar, why don't you sell something? You could set a worthy example by auctioning off some of the imperial commodities. You personally own a number of estates, slaves, vineyards.
What I own is Rome's property. Are you suggesting that I should steal from Rome? I, who have always been so munificent. I will sell my sister's properties, lands, slaves, everything.
Good. But that will take time. Perhaps you should postpone the invasion.
The land alone will finance the invasion, and the rest will pay for my triumphant return.
Very good, Caesar. Is that all?
No, Macro, it is not all. You've ceased to be of service to me, Macro. I'm tired of having to think for you. I want you to go away. Leave your office and Rome and go somewhere very far away. Mauritania, perhaps. No. Egypt. Egypt for you. You go now. If indeed he ever leaves his native soil.
What happened to you, little bird? You're ill. You hardly move your wings.
I command you, in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, to depart from the body of this man. Go, and torment him no more.
Clear the street! Go! Move! Out! Move! Out! You move! Now! Move! Out!
Come quickly.
All of you, move! Away! Move!
Another miracle!
Beware of that word, Simon. Call it the victory of faith. We did nothing. The grace of God did it all.
But the power is in you, and Philip and John. It's a kind of magic.
What do you mean by magic?
The power to change things that are not changed by the course of nature. I once had the appearance myself. I called it magic, but it was only trickery. I learned it in Alexandria.
We learnt this nowhere. The power is not in us. The power is in God.
I would like that power.
Why, Simon? Why would you like that power?
To do good in the world? To show the world I'm one of God's favored people, like you.
For your own glory?
I did not say that. I do not mean that. I learned to follow the Christ and abjure this Egyptian trickery. But now I am no longer Simon the magician. I have no skill. You have a skill, and a precious one. I would like that skill.
Curing the sick, healing the lame and the blind, these are nothing, Simon. They're but sparks out of the flames of faith in God. Well, they show us God's power, yes. But it's more important that we should learn of God's mercy.
Give me the power, I can pay for it. I can pay well. I made much gold and silver out of duping the people. Now that money can go to you, to do with as you will. But in exchange, I ask that you give me the power.
You've understood nothing. Nothing at all of our mission or the faith that we teach. You would buy God's grace, God's power, God's mercy.
I only wish to do good, to cure the sick, to bring the dead to life.
To your own honor and glory.
The power is in your hands. I've seen you so often lay those hands upon the afflicted. I wish to the glory of God to have that power in my own hands. I can pay well 1,000 sesterces. 2,000.
Damned is your money. And damned are you too unless you repent of this wickedness.
Wickedness? What wickedness?
You do not perceive wickedness. There is as much wickedness in willful ignorance as in willful sin. Sin is a kind of ignorance, as ignorance is a kind of sin.
But you taught me that Christ himself made a bargain with God. He sold his life on the cross. He bought our redemption. The whole of life is buying and selling. Therefore I say, sell me the power.
We thank you for the hospitality of your house.
I can beat you at this miracle game any time. It's only trickery, you hear me?
I think Samaria can look after itself. Back to Jerusalem.
Together?
No, not together. That wastes our resources. There are Samaritan villages to visit on the way. You, Philip, ought to go to Gaza.
But Saul will be waiting for us back home.
I hear different news from Damascus.
I don't speak as a Nazarene because I'm not a Nazarene. At least not yet. But I take it you still regard me as a friend.
Friend and brother. And you're concerned for my life. Well, I'm also concerned for it. I've much to do and I start late. But the cause isn't helped by a show of cowardice.
Paul, the streets are dangerous at night. It's pure madness to venture out.
They've asked for me, haven't they? A fellow Nazarene lies dying and in need of my words. Am I to skulk here because of a few hotheads with daggers? Besides, I have a bodyguard. Don't I? I'm going.
Paul, listen. Wait! That's him. That's Paul. Paul, go on. Save yourself. Paul, go! Run, Paul! Help him! Let him go! Come away! Hurry!
He is led as a lamb to slaughter. And as a lamb before his shearer, he is dumb. And so he opens not his mouth.
In his humiliation, his judgment is taken away. Who will declare his generation? For his life has been taken away from the earth.
Wait! That man! Will you? Wait, stop! Stop!
Shalom.
Will you ride with me?
You're very kind.
Yeah, come. You're from Jerusalem. Are you comfortable? Good. I suppose you could call me one sympathetic with the Jewish scriptures, like my queen.
Candace of Ethiopia, yes. Your office is high, I can see.
I'm state treasurer. As a state treasurer, we are expected to carry part of the treasury around on our backs. Whenever we travel, that is. But when I'm at home, I dress much more simply. I call myself a simple man. Also, a reading man. My personal treasury is my books. But there's still... I'm such a simple man, there's still things I do not quite understand. Like your Hebrew scriptures, for instance. These.
The prophet Isaiah, yes. He was led as a lamb to the slaughter.
Who's led as a lamb to slaughter? Who does Isaiah mean? Himself or someone else?
Somebody else.
Who?
It will take rather long to tell.
We have time. Look around, nothing but desert. We got time. You tell me.
It had happened as the prophet had announced. A maiden will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will name him Emmanuel, meaning God is with us. And Isaiah said, a voice cries in the wilderness, prepare a way for the Lord, make his paths straight. And John the Baptist appeared in the desert, baptizing people with the life-giving water, as Jesus asked us to do.
You want me to go in the water?
Will you? I baptize you in the name of Jesus Christ.
Caesar, Philo of Alexandria and his Jewish delegation asked to be heard about your statue in Jerusalem.
Try it on Jupiter.
This traditional concept of a single god, not of many gods, Jupiter, Juno, Venus, Saturn, and the rest. Well, Caesar, it has long been accepted by the Roman state that the Jewish tradition is to be respected, even if Alexandria and Judea are part of the Roman Empire.
Only the emperor exacts respect. Your god, the god of my friend Herod Agrippa, is merely tolerated. It is bizarre, exotic, amusing. It adds its own color to the glorious patchwork of our empire. It has even taught something to our empire, this very notion of one God. God is the emperor. The emperor is God. What could be more satisfying?
It is not very satisfying to the Jews. Our God to us is unborn, undying, immortal. Even the emperor must die.
The emperor is God. God is the emperor. Ergo, I'm immortal. Don't you speak to me of my death.
No, I beg Caesar's pardon. Let me confine my petition to this. Do not, we beg, for the sake of the tranquility of your Palestinian possessions, insist that your statue be installed in the Holy Temple of Jerusalem.
It has already been installed to the great satisfaction of the Jewish people. Now they can see their God. Now they have a solidity to bow down to.
I would be shaming the faith of our fathers if I said, yes, Caesar, that is so. But it is not so. Your procurator Marcellus is a man of good sense, and a credit to Caesar's capacity for choosing good administrators.
I did not choose him. The Emperor Tiberius chose him. Has he disobeyed our orders?
He has very wisely delayed to obey them. But now the envoys from Rome, on their annual visit to Judea, have urged immediate compliance. This may lead to unfortunate events, even a revolt.
Why have I not been told of this? Why are things kept from me?
To conclude, your procurator Marcellus may be forced to order that your statue... We beg of you to have the order rescinded.
Get out of here, you riotous, unwashed Jews! I shall be rid of your friendly procurator. I shall have him recalled and punished. We will instruct Publius, our governor in Syria, to carry out this order without delay and open his veins should he fail. I also have a mind to give you a new king. Herod Agrippa, when he returns to Jerusalem, my image will greet him in your temple, and the people will worship it according to the sacred imperial rite. Now get your superstition out of here!
With respect, Caesar, in our tradition there is no room for superstition.
Out!
We Jews do not practice magic.
Out!
Nor do we resort to violence.
Out! Out! Out!
Joseph Barnabas.
Homeschool.
Has no news come from Damascus?
It is not news easy to believe.
Nevertheless, you must believe it. Will you take me to the brethren? Barnabas, I am alone. I'm unarmed.
Saul, we hear talk of your sudden conversion, but it's hard to accept. A man doesn't change from a hater of the faith to a preacher of the faith. Not like that, not overnight.
Oh. It was much less than overnight, Barnabas. Your faith tells you to believe in miracles, does it not? You see a man, totally changed. Even my name has changed.
We heard that too. Paul. I am one of you. Help me. Come along quickly.
What I don't understand is this. If you're so frightened of arrest and retribution and all the rest of it, why have you come back to Jerusalem? You know we're in hiding. I came back for instructions.
Well, that's honest anyway. Tell the chief priest you're pretending to be a Nazarene, and what do I do now, Your Holiness? Oh, yes, very, very clever.
Don't be a fool, Thomas. He means instructions from us.
From Jesus, who lives among us.
Jesus, who spoke to me, who blinded me, and made me see. You're the one they call his brother. James the Just. I know this is a sudden change. I am still an instrument, but now for other hands. What do you want me to do? What I say to you, Saul, Paul, is that you should get away from here. Think things over. Oh, I've thought things over. Or should I say it was done for me? You're no use dead. It's dead you'll be if you stay here. Now get home. You'll be safe there. Home? Tarsus? Get back to your father and your mother and your books and your tent making. Meditate. Prepare yourself better. You can take ship from Caesarea. Barnabas and Thomas.
Not me.
Barnabas and James will go with you as far as the port. You have money?
Enough. When do I come back to Jerusalem?
I don't know. Perhaps never. You're a traveling man. You're young enough and strong enough for the big journeys. Some of us here are getting too old. You'll have much to do. Go with the Lord. Go in peace.
Take this. Sir Phineas is sending you and Metellus to Pompeii for the games. Why?
They want you to fight in Pompeii. There will be dangerous men there. When are you leaving?
Sapania said that I should be in Pompeii by the end of the week. They're staging these games to celebrate Caligula's future victories.
Mockery after mockery. Don't get hurt. I find it easier to train my limbs for a man's game than my heart. I can fight you in the arena, Caleb, with the mad hope of winning one day. But when I am alone with you,
I am little more than a slave. You're a patrician.
I was no more than a slave to be sacrificed at a banquet in Caligula's palace. Fortune was with me. Another slave girl was nearly killed.
Speak of my nightmares. I often dream of my sisters being beaten, killed.
You haven't been able to find them.
Aquila, my good friend, is still helping me. He doesn't give up easily. He lives by faith.
What does he think your sisters could be?
Anywhere. In a palace or the country villa of some rich senator. Sarah and Ruth. They're both so young. And beautiful. A special beauty some of our girls are.
Am I beautiful?
You're different. Your beauty is different. You're not my sister.
Juno be praised. For I happen to like you.
Recess is over. Back to training. Let us go. Back to work.
You returned to Tarsus to tell me this. I cannot believe it. I will not.
You must. And you must be reconciled to it. Things change. God ordained it. The empire, broken from within. The Jewish law, torn by the turmoil of sects with their different interpretations.
Heresy. Double heresy.
Don't talk to me of heresy, Father. You mingle with the Roman pagans.
I show no more than respect. I remain a good Jew and a good citizen.
So do I. But I accept the Messiah. I have too much respect for Roman order to wish to see it collapse under a madman.
You speak of the Emperor.
Well, I acknowledge only one master now, Father. I abjure the world's madness, whether of Gaius Caligula or of Saul of Tarsus, your son.
To abandon your own name? The name you answered to when you were called up to read from the Torah? Oh, Saul. Saul, you must know there's no room for you here.
I expected that.
Disinherited and disowned. Your grandfather was honored with Roman citizenship. I served the tradition of our fathers from the very first day I could recite the verses from the Torah. A good good Jew and a good Roman gets his reward. And you will get yours someday. The headman's axe, or the stones of the mob, or the shame of the cross.
Not shame. Don't talk of shame.
Britannia, Britannia. I wonder what the natives call it.
There's no one name, Marcus. Each tribe has its own little region, which it thinks to be the big world.
And now the real big world rushes in.
The Roman eagle spreads its wings.
Till it splits it. This is known as building an empire. And this Valerius is the last part, Ultima Thule. And what do we bring?
Law and order. Roads, temples,
for the worship of the divine Caligula. Slaves, tribute,
gold and copper, to replenish the depleted coffers of Rome. Britannia, as a cure for insolvency. We better take post.
Your brave hearts and fine bodies have reached the northern shore of the province of Gaul. From here, you will embark and sail to the shores of Britannia. Britannia will fall to us and be ours. This is a solemn occasion. The last province of the Roman Empire awaits our acquisition. But first, there is an important thing that I wish you to do. These shells, spread all along the shore, are the spoils of the ocean. They are Roman property, and as such, they must be returned to Rome. Gather them. Put down your arms and gather them.
All of them, Caesar?
You heard me, Cassius? Gather them. Gather them.
This will do it.
I know.
We can't survive this. The humiliation of the Imperial Army. We can't. The shame of it. We can't.
Beautifully made, aren't they? Exquisite workmanship. That old god had remarkable creative gifts. But the new god gets the benefit of them, just as it should be.
Divine Caesar, when do we embark?
Embark?
For Britannia.
One conquest at a time, Cassius. Today, Neptune's booty. Another day, Britannia. Let our ships sail back to Rome!
What is it, my child? Why did they cry? Tabitha? Tabitha, yes.
Please come.
What has happened to her?
Tabitha is dead.
Where is the body? What were his words?
Talitha Kumi.
To bring the dead back to life? That's not for us.
No, you have to do what he did, Peter. He said we had to. We saw him conquering death.
Talitha Kumi. Rise, little girl. Tabitha Kumi. Rise up in the name of the Lord.